As we already explained how to write SQL script and how to create stored procedure and how to create stored function, so in this video I will explain the whole thing only and not write the things line by line. Okay, first of all, create a table scorecard in which score ID, student ID, subject ID, marks, and some additional thing like exam name and total marks is added here. Okay, now I am going to insert the values which is already inserted. I am going to show you only the table. Okay, this is the table. In this table we need to find if the table is present in third normal form or not. So for third normal form we need to test two things. First, that the table is present in second normal form or not, and the second thing is this table contain any transitive dependency or not. So for the second normal form testing we need to check if student ID uniquely identify marks, or student ID uniquely identify exam name, or student ID uniquely identify total marks, and subject ID uniquely identify marks, subject ID uniquely identify exam name, or subject ID uniquely identify total marks. By creating 6 procedure, we can check if there exists any partial dependency or not. So for partial dependency I created 6 procedure. The first procedure is student to mark ID, and in this we check any student ID uniquely identify marks or not. The second procedure is student ID check exam name, in which we find student ID uniquely identify any exam name or not. And in the third procedure we try to find student ID uniquely identify total marks. In the fourth procedure we try to find subject ID uniquely identify marks check. In fourth procedure we are in fifth procedure we try to find subject ID uniquely identify exam name, and in sixth procedure we try to find subject ID uniquely identify total marks. Now coming to the testing for transitive dependency, we need to check non-prime attribute relationship with a non-prime attribute relationship. Here we got 3 non-prime attribute: mark, exam name, and total marks. Hence we need to check the relation between marks and exam name, marks and total marks, and exam name to total marks. Now let's see these 3 procedure. Our first procedure is marks to exam check. In this procedure we just find distinct exam name by using marks and store it in V1. In the second procedure we find distinct total marks using marks, and in third procedure we find distinct total marks using exam name. And if this procedure return once, then there is a chance that it is one-to-one relation, and if it returns more than one, then there is no chance for any relation. So for checking relation, that is value returned in the table is 1, then the table is in third normal form. If the value returned by the procedure is more than 2, then it is in not third normal form. We can check this by using this function check3 nf3. In this function, if we get the value of a more than 1, then result is set as in third normal form, else the result is set that not in third normal form, and then value of result is returned. Now we need to call all the procedure to check if the table is in third normal form or not. So first we need to call marks exam check procedure and then call the function passing the value v1, and we got not in third normal form, so we check further for, and we got in third normal form. Once we got that the table is in third normal form, that means that marks to exam name is not one-to-one relation, and so we cannot uniquely identify any exam name using marks. So once we got in third normal form, then we don't need to check further for marks to exam check, and we move for next in procedure, marks to total marks check. And in this procedure we first need to check with marks 27. Call this procedure and then call the function. We got not in third normal form, so for further we check for marks 28, and here we got in NF3, and so marks is not related to total marks, and we need to check the next procedure now. Here exam name to total marks check, and passing the value practical, we execute this and then run the function. We got not in normal form third, and second for theory exam name we got not in NF3. For both practical and theory exam name we got not in NF3, so here we got one-to-one relation between exam name and total marks, and so we can divide our table into two subtables, like first table contain score ID, student ID, subject ID, marks, exam name, and create this table and insert the values, and after that we got first table like this, and our second table named as total marks, and it contains exam name and total marks and primary key as exam name, and we insert the values. Insert into total marks values practical 30 and total marks for theory exam is 70, and then we print the value. Our second table will be like this, which contain exam name and total marks, and for practical exam total marks is 30 and for theory exam total marks is 70. In this part of video we are going to check if the table is in BCNF or not. For this purpose we create a table in which attribute student ID, subject and professor are present, and student ID and subject act as primary key. We insert some value, and after insertion the value we got a table like this. Now it's time to check if this table is in BCNF or not. For BCNF we have to assure that a non-prime attribute must not uniquely identify any prime attribute, but here professor is a non-prime attribute and you can uniquely identify the subject. Here for Rahul subject is C++, and for Roshan subject is Java, and for Anu subject is Java, and here a professor can uniquely identify subject, so the table is not in BCNF and we need to do it in BCNF. Now we are going to check this using the procedure, and for creating the procedure we need to create two procedures. In first procedure we check if professor can uniquely identify student ID. In second procedure we are going to check if professor can uniquely identify subject. The first procedure is professor subject check. In this procedure we need to check if professor can uniquely identify subject. For this, we just select distinct subject from a particular professor name, and if we got one, then that is one-to-one relation, and if we got more than one, then there is no one-to-one relation, and so not dependent on professor. And in the second procedure, we check professor student check. For this, we take professor name and check if how many student or distinct student are there, and if it got one, then one-to-one relation and student is dependent on professor, and if he got more than one, then student is not dependent on professor. And similarly, we create a function in which if we got the value more than 1, then set the result as in BCNF, and if we got the result equal to 1, then set the value not in BCNF. Let's check here. We call the procedure professor student check with Rohul, and we got something, and we pass this v1 into the function for checking if it is in BCNF or not, and we got in BCNF. After that, we check with Roshan, and again call the function, and we got not in BCNF. Once we got not in BCNF, then I am going to check that table is present in BCNF or not using procedures and function. For this, we call first procedure professor student check with professor name Rohul, and then call the function with v1, and we got in BCNF. Once we got in BCNF, then it is definitely not in one-to-one relation with professor and student, and hence student is not dependent on professor, and we leave the rest of the steps because it is in BCNF using student check. After that, I am going to check it professor student subject check. For this, we pass Rohul and run this. After that, call the function, and we got not in BCNF. We need to check further if it is not in BCNF, or for Roshan I am going to call the procedure and then call the function, and again it shows not in BCNF. Hence the chance is one-to-one relation between professor and subject. And after that, I call the last professor Anu and then call the function, and we got not in BCNF. Hence it is one-to-one relationship between professor and subject, and we can uniquely identify subject using professor name, and hence we need to normalize this table for BCNF. And for normalization purpose, we divide this table into two subtables called as subject professor, in which we create a professor subject ID named as PSID, a professor attribute and a subject attribute, and create a primary key PSID and insert some values, and then we create a next table that's named as student subject, in which subject ID and PSID is present as attribute, and subject ID and PSID both act as primary key. and I am going to show you the table. Our first table will be like this, and our second table will be like this, and this will be the resultant table of our initial table in BCNF form. Thank you.